Retroactive time. Retro's got a new video. Retroactive's got a new video. The comedy world and beyond is ... Big up Retroactive. New video just dropped. Let's play Retroactive's new video. The comedy world and beyond is ... Let's see what he has to say. Big up Retroactive. Big up everybody tuning in too. Smash like, hit subscribe. Smash like, hit subscribe.
Huh? Yeah, I'm in the files for not going because Jeffrey Epstein was trying to meet with me.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad?
Yeah, but I would have never went anyway. It's like, it's not even a possibility that I would have went.
But
especially after I Googled him.
Will they address Joe having this guy on in 2020 to glaze him as his favorite steak in LA? But there was no glaze for his impressive resume. All you had to do was Google it. Right, Joe? How the fans explain that one to themselves is beyond me. But a lot of the names in the emails were on the Joe Rogan Experience in the past. Where's Conspiracy Joe when you need him?
A pill that gets you like, hey, there probably are a bunch of Satanists in positions of high power. Yeah. And then there's also probably a real good chance that we'll pull through this and we'll be better than we've ever been before. That's possible.
You hope.
Like this Epstein file thing, right? That was a big eye-opener for a lot of people. When you see how many people after 2008, after he was arrested, after he went to jail, were actively taking money from him. MIT took money from him and tried to hide it and said it would make sure that any donations from Jeffrey are listed as anonymous. A lot of people that met with him and did business with him and traveled with him after he was arrested.
Ah, there he is. He just won't name the dozens of guests that have been on his show that are implicated in the files. Well, like Duncan said, deep, dark well buddies have joined Joe in the ice bath. Looks like Joe's going to be ducking CoffeeZilla, Tim Dillon, Ian Carroll and Kurt Metzger for the next decade. Sorry guys, just gotta let this blow over first. Well, Joe is starting to lose his own comment section at this point. It was mostly fans and supportive comments to begin with, but now 3 uploads in a row where he's not addressing the big news. Rogan, the guy who built his image on...
To be fair, I think the recent episode, people are saying the recent episode, the one that just dropped recently, people are saying that one, he did actually address it. He is actually basically in a place where he's actually, you know, addressing what's happening in the Epstein files. He's reacting to it the way that most of us are reacting to it. So I think someone said that, I forgot who was on recently, but the whatever dropped recently from JRE, he does speak a lot more, let's say, matter-of-factly about the Epstein files. He does condemn a lot of it. You know what I mean? I think so.
On alternative topics, suddenly has no interest in actually discussing the files.
There's a concerted effort to make these conspiracies seem ridiculous because you don't want to be taken as a fool.
Right.
I am a fool. So if you take me as a fool, congratulations. You're accurate. I'm a foolish person. I'm a professional clown.
But why do you say that? Because...
Well, a private chef for a guy that endlessly mentions beef jerky and pizza thousands of times in contexts that are quite difficult to defend or explain at all.
Over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Delicious lunch, beef jerky, jerky. J.E. said he was going to start eating regular...
That's a good question, Asmongold. Why would jerky walk around, Asmongold? Very good question.
Food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in a downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Guys, the restaurant's called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it, beef jerky and steak. Can blank make some jerky? I was looking for the beef jerky at 6 to 8 ounces to send to the lab.
You know they eat. That is not bullshit.
This is one guy's emails, and it's this horrific, connected, global,
Exactly.
for a story to be the biggest ever and simultaneously the most evil. If the beef jerky thing is not beef jerky, as it seems. A guy that took photos of his entire life, yet he was never once seen eating beef jerky. Well, there's a little bit of updating to the collective worldview we unfortunately might have to accept. Only through awareness and pressure is there any slight possibility of change, because yeah, hard for a chef to claim he was Stevie Wonder the whole time all of a sudden. 3 hours on Rogan and not once does Conspiracy Joe come out. A real shame, and the first crack in the armor, as even the comments in 2020 were one.
It's just funny then, the timing of Joe completely abandoning his conspiracy theory roots, his conspiracy theory origins, right? his conspiracy theory tendencies. That's what most of us got into Joe Rogan for. If it wasn't MMA, if it wasn't UFC, if it wasn't maybe stand-up shit, it was mostly conspiracy theories, right? About like alternative history, let's say alternative history. And now here Rogan is in the most, we're living in the most conspiratorially correct times, right? Where most conspiracy theories are being proven to be true, if not to have fragments of truth in them. Now Rogan is like completely off of it. You know, it's fucking hilarious. Yo, big up the stream chat, big up the stream chat. Yo, big up Nikki HSG, big up Nikki HSG, Wagwan Queen, big up Nikki HSG in the stream chat, big up Stinger Goo, I see you, big up Robot Miller, I see you, big up Jordan Ray, I see you, Olisu, I see you, Asada Aziz, I see you, Keepy, I see you, Jordan Ray, I see you, Look American, I see you, Abe Martinez, I see you. Make sure you smash a like, hit subscribe if you're here. Smash like, hit subscribe. Let's go.
Wondering why. Go forward 6 years and these files are implicating a much darker reality about the structure of power than most want to accept. But wait. Didn't Kash Patel say...
Did Epstein traffic these young women too, besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday.
No, credible.
Well, he checked under the couch and found 3.5 million files to release under the Department of Justice, and yep, a lot of it is horrifying. Mike Benz is a former Trump State Department official and friends with Elon Musk, so it's really surprising that he's the first guest on after the files are released.
The public eye, the narrative is underage girls.
I don't think that the majority or anything close to it of the women were technically, I think it was largely very young, barely legal, so to speak. But my concern with the runaway train on that is that it's a massive manhunt for something that it may be true. To me, it's a needle in the haystack.
Needle in a haystack. Did this guy even read the files, or somebody help us? He can take one question, dance around it, and then give you the beginning of 20 other answers unrelated. It's a truly gifted skill. I've never seen anything like it.
Because the moment you do that, nobody comes to your parties anymore. You lose all the access, you lose all the deal flow, you lose all the goodwill that you've generated, because this rumor, people are very risk averse, especially at that level.
Right, but just to have it over their head and never use it, though.
Right. Well, I think that what you could.
Yeah, that's kind of how blackmail works, Mike. It's information you don't want out there. What a painful podcast to listen to. Clearly, this whole thing is way worse than that explanation, but wow. Amazing breakdown of the files, Mike and Joe. What a duo of true intelligence.
Powerful bunch.
What the fuck are you talking?
Can't believe PPL care about these files in a time like this. Focus on the things that really matter, like how Clavicular got frame-mogged by an ASU frat president, or how Sneeko will end Israeli influence in American politics.
Exactly. Look up the side disease and long link clavicular. We're going to get into clavicular later too. We're going to speak about clavicular too later, because clavicular streams have been A-star. We're going to talk about clavicular later on, so pick up the side disease. I appreciate you.
About this was like 2017. One of my guests was trying to get me to meet him. I was like, "Bitch, are you high? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?"
For what reason would you? What would be?
If I was a guy who was like sucking up to the rich and powerful.
I know that Cheryl Hine thinking Rogan would have no reason to beat people like Epstein. Rogan has anyone on there, man. To get on Rogan nowadays, man, it's not even that much of an achievement as it was in the past. The amount of crooks, the amount of kooks, the amount of weirdos Rogan has on his shows, horrible, man. Back in the day, I think his selection process was far more rigorous, you know. Nowadays, if you're some right-wing grifter, you have every chance of getting on Rogan. Before, it wasn't the case, you know. If anything, before, if you were trying to engineer your appearance on Rogan too obviously, too blatantly, he would go out of his way not to have you on there. Nowadays, you can definitely get on there with one controversy, one cancellation, one moment of you standing up to the authoritarian left or Democrats or whatever. Suddenly, you're on fucking Rogan. It's fucking crazy how quickly you can get on there. I'm actually surprised that kid ended up on. Did he end up on Rogan? That kid? No, I think he did, right? That kid that exposed all those or that kid that kind of half exposed the Somali-owned daycares in is it Minnesota, wherever it was? Well, did that kid end up on Rogan? I'm pretty sure he did, right? Any right-wing grifter gets on Rogan so fast.
Not my Joseph. He'd never do that. Funny how he mentions one of his guests invited him. Come on, Joe, don't be rude and conveniently forget his name now. Well, we get the backup cleanup crew instead.
Has Rogan told you the story?
No.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's basically like, get the fuck
I
out
can
of here.
imagine
Yeah.
Rogan be like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's exactly what
That's it. That's a bit of quality. Yeah, Nick Shirley. Did Nick Shirley end up on Rogan? I'm pretty sure he has, right?
Especially if he knew.
Look, so Jeffrey Epstein goes, I saw you did the Rogan show. Can you introduce me? I think he's funny. He goes, I'll reach out to Rogan. A few days later, he replied back, sorry about Rogan so far. It seems more timid than I would have thought. No, he's not timid.
Yeah, big up Quilla. I think the other detail about the Nick Shirley thing, wasn't it kind of debunked a little bit because some of the daycares he visited were closed. They weren't open during the times that he went. So I'm sure, don't get me wrong, I'm sure the Somalis are running it up, right? For sure. In the UK, we have this scam that involves like local councils that usually involves people from like Indian and Pakistani communities, because especially the borough that I'm in, most of the people that work within the housing departments of the local borough that I'm in are either Indian and Pakistani. And I remember there was one particular period, not so much now, but back like a few years ago, maybe more than a few years ago, there was a particular period in a particular area in London where all of the homes in that area were council owned, or like government owned homes that they give to council tenants, you know, whatever, subsidized housing, right? And for some reason, this subsidized housing area on one street, there would only be Indian and Pakistani people, and most of them would be like from the same family. So there'd be an entire street of like, I don't know, 50 plus houses, 100 plus houses, and they're all owned by Indian and Pakistani people. So I think they uncovered later on that they were basically finessing or finagling the allocation system on the back end and making sure the houses that were on these particular streets in a particular area in London were going to or getting awarded to people from their community. So that created a whole little kind of like scam where if you wanted to get on the list or you wanted to get a priority, because I think the council list is like a lottery system where houses come up, you bid for them, and then you get allocated it based on like the, you know, selection process that way. So I think if I'm not mistaken, you could pay. There was a way that you could like pay somebody and they'd bump you up the list. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that stuff exists, but I think in that Nick Shirley's case, I think he kind of like, he saw a problem that was there, but he also kind of, you know, engineered it in a way, made it look worse by going there before they were actually open, so they didn't get a chance to defend themselves. But do I think most of those daycare centers were legit? Of course not. But he made it look better by like going there when they're not open, that whole shebang, you know.
You just didn't fuck with.
Why did Mr. Krause think Joe's so timid? Joe is tough as hell, man. He could take 17 Navy SEALs at once with one of these kicks. Horsey Krause must have been picking something up I just can't seem to articulate for some reason. Also, sorry, Brendan, Joe, etc. Turns out if you scroll up further in the conversation, Krause says, I contacted him. School of Earth and Space Physics Department. Sent from a career email with credentials attached. A true mastermind. Now he says, he contacted me back, asked some questions about you. I told him good things. Still haven't heard back. I thought Joe Googled him immediately, saw the 2008 charge and said, hell no, Dr. Evil. Why the follow-up question then? Did the email go a little something like, is that guy evil? Question mark. From comedy's greatest group, The Death Squad. I guess that's what they'd want you to think, so it must be true. Thanks, Joe, for clearing that up.
Are you familiar with them? That there's
big up Retroactive. There's some extra detail there in it we didn't know about. That's true. Big up Retroactive. It wasn't such an open and case thing. To be fair, everybody's misinterpreted. Everybody so far has misrepresented their connection or lack thereof with Epstein. Everyone misinterpreted it. When the files come out, it's completely different to what they say, you know? Everyone's misrepresented it. The one that really annoys me the most is Elon. Elon still hasn't explained how he tried to make it seem like he rejected Epstein and he was never interested and da-da-da-da. And then the emails come out and Elon's literally begging to go to the island. Elon's literally begging to go to the island. He's literally requesting that, hey, I want to come when you've got your wildest parties. I've heard about your parties and how wild they get. I want to go there when it's wild because I'm having a stressful time working. I'm balancing a lot of things and I want to unplug and I want to get loose and get crazy. Tell me when your wildest parties are. Elon is begging. He still hasn't explained that. He's out here pointing fingers at everybody else. Reid Hoffman, this person. Brother, answer for your crimes. You said you didn't know the guy. You said you were not on that. You said you know what I mean? You said unequivocally that you were just not on that time whatsoever. Then the emails come out and it sounds like you're chasing him. Like most of these motherfuckers are completely misrepresenting how their relationship or what the relationship was with Epstein. It's fucking crazy, man. I love how black and white these emails are. You can't hide it. The emails are the emails. And because they're all boomers, that's how they connect. That's how they communicate. You know, they communicate via email. Via, you know, just sending emails, you know, through their fucking iPhone and shit. But that's how they communicate, you know, because boomers do that. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I had him on my podcast, Lawrence Krauss, back in the day.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Smart guy, but yeah.
But what? Do you want to finish that thought, Brian? What a smooth gloss over that was. Jeff also has an email in 2009, I think, referring to a Joe Rogan joke. Who knows what that means, but he really was a monster.
I have skeptical hippo eyes on a lot of this because I think I don't want to get gamed either.
Come on, dude, don't be such a fucking
No, I'm not.
cunt.
I'm not saying
Bill's
that.
a piece of shit, man. He's been all over the shit from day one.
Day one, I gotta piss.
From day one.
Piss away.
It's so embarrassing for a lot of these guys, right? Prince Andrew over a girl lying down like that. That was weird.
Oh, here you go.
Embarrassment, yeah, I don't know, Brian. I'm a little more horrified by the crimes than the embarrassment the billionaires feel. Sounds like a really bad attempt at a Norm Macdonald joke, but yeah, let's focus on their feelings for some reason.
I'll call for help. Hypocrisy!
And doubly shocked Brendan actually has the right take and steers the podcast back on track. Thank you, Brendan.
Did you know girls who were as young as 16 who were modeling in New York?
Not New York, but overseas, yes.
Overseas, yeah.
Well, that backfired.
24.
Honestly, I love that so much. That was one of my favorite sections of the show. Callan talking on and going on and on and on about these parties where 16-year-olds were, right? These modeling parties where all these model parties, these fashion week parties where 16-year-olds were abundant. They were in nightclubs surrounded by men, and men were fucking these 16-year-olds, and Callan saw everything, which already is weird, right? You were in nightclubs. Yo, big up, big up, big up.
A quick shout out to Bale, friend of the show.
Exactly. Bill, Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's not say that, but yeah, big up Assad Aziz, appreciate you. Fucking hell. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, cool, yeah. So then he set the fucking, you know, he set it up like, okay, my wife was a model back in the day, also a little bit of a fucking patting yourself on the back type of thing, reminding people that your wife was hot or your ex-wife. So you're calling her, she calls you back, you're hoping she's going to, you know, confirm what you said. Then she gets on the phone and says, nah, there was no model parties or fashion week parties, after week parties full of 16-year-olds. Maybe abroad, maybe, because, you know, there's no, the age of entry for a nightclub in most nightclubs in the UK here is like 16 to 18, or in Europe for the most part. So of course you might see people like that in nightclubs, but in America, not so much. She completely debunked it. So then it made you think, if your wife wasn't present, if your ex-wife that you said was in the fashion industry as a model saw all these things, is not confirming what you're saying, what did you see then? Were you at these shows by yourself? Nothing to do with your wife. So maybe Callan was at these parties and just, you know, they weren't model parties, they were just other parties, you know? Other weird parties, let's say.
I was friendly with David Copperfield, and he was kind of in on it. I was not given an age range. I did not go.
The most powerful men in the world were always at those parties.
Yeah, I called them checkbooks.
They called you the Iron Door.
Somehow you disgustingly got in.
2008, when you know that the most high-profile guy in both New York City...
They didn't know.
Come on.
That whole thing, remember, the case was sealed. It was thrown out. So we didn't have social media or Google. We didn't have that.
Yes, we did.
You weren't. How were you going to find that out?
That just makes no.
Look at this screenshot. Big up fucking Retroactive, man. Retroactive is a fucking G. Look at this screenshot. Sorry, let me take this off full screen. Look at the screenshot he posted. This is an article from The Guardian 17 years ago. The timestamp of the article is 2008. 2008. It's right there in 4K. And here's Callan. We had no way of knowing it. There was no social media. There was no Google. Brother, there's an article here from 2008 on The Guardian. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
sense.
Yep, Brian really called his ex-wife and got double slam dunked trying to make the worst point ever. The files implicate every horrific act known to mankind, and Brian thinks arguing about the age of the endless victims matters at that point. I mean, what even is this? Brendan and the guests keep trying to save Brian or go, what is your point?
See what I'm saying? It wasn't my generation, it was all the generations before that, too. Okay? I never did it. I was never into young girls. I like women.
Fuck,
yeah, but
bro.
all of us as guys, if we found out that somebody we knew was 16-year-olds.
Let's be careful. What? Oh, okay, I didn't know where you were going with this. I didn't know.
No, I'm about to leave, dude. I can't be part of this.
Meanwhile, Brendan just keeps delivering. He's playing ball for Rogan, which is expected, but at least he actually seems angry about this. Man, we're at a point where you can get a better take from Shorb than Rogan. You can at least say he's a lot more unfiltered. Wow, what a timeline we're in.
Shoshana Lowenstein, have you ever seen what she looked like? She was so blown out, it was crazy. Now,
what do you mean blown out?
She was like, bring her up when she was 17. It was like my friend was there and he was like, man alive. Now, she was 17.
Brian, I love you. Stop it.
I said it before and I'll say it again. That comment he said about Jerry Seinfeld and that alleged 17-year-old girl he had back in the day was worse than everything he said about the Epstein thing. He said, look at her, man. She was built. Like, look how stacked. Do you know what I mean? Like, Callum was on a mad thing, man. Callum went on a mad one with the Seinfeld girlfriend thing.
Rogan, you can at least say he's a lot more unfiltered. Wow, what a timeline we're in.
Shoshana Lowenstein, have you ever seen what she looked like? She was
built.
so blown out, it was crazy.
Blown out.
What do you mean blown out?
She was like, bring her up when she was 17. It was like my friend was there and he was like, man alive. Now, she was 17.
Brian, I love you. Stop it.
Did we lose our audience?
You lost me. And the audience.
Then we had Brian forced to address the backlash to his Epstein takes. It gets the thumbnail and title since every single comment called him out. He finally apologizes after 20 minutes when Brendan corners him for defending Woody Allen, but still just keeps going on with the whole, I don't want to read the emails, but I want to have long takes about them.
So let me just address the amount of shit I got for my last episode.
You've had bad takes.
Yeah,
I think that's your worst take.
No, it wasn't a bad take. Because here's my take.
Imagine getting all that blowback from your previous comments where you're essentially, pouring cold water and downplaying the Epstein files, saying that everybody is overreacting. All this
Powerful
malarkey.
bunch.
Yo, appreciate it. Bill Coyle, appreciate
Simmons will have haters will say to podcast anytime now. BGL wannabe.
It's coming. But I'm not gonna lie. The more I listen to Nick Simmons, the more I'm starting to understand why Coyle fucking hates him. He's you know what it is about Nick Simmons? And again, it's something that I think Coyle recognizes that it's something that we can't do. I think that's why fundamentally we might have an aversion to someone like a Nick Simmons. Think about it. Nick is similar to like what's his face? Who was I gonna think of just now? Name escaped me. Nick is similar to Jelly Roll. Nick is similar to Jelly Roll. He has that kind of people-pleasing, social climber, smarmy, lick ass type of thing about him. He knows just the right things to do and say to get people to think that he's their best friend and this and I mean, like, because he started off beefing with Brendan. Now all of a sudden he's one of Brendan's best friends, kind of. Now he's like a co-host on like TFATK, a co-host on fucking Shorb Show. He's already Brian Callen's one of his best friends. I think he handles the social media for Callen, right? I think he's like Callen's de facto social media manager. He's his opener when he goes on the road. So I think that's why we have an aversion to Nick Simmons, because I know part of my maybe lack of success in some areas is my unwillingness to do what Nick Simmons does, or my inability to do it. Like, I can't, what I mean? I'm not good at kind of licking ass. I'm not good at boot licking. I'm not good at doing whatever he's doing there, So, but it's going to pay dividends. That's the annoying thing about Nick Simmons. It's going to pay dividends. We're going to see him on Rogan soon. We're going to see him on Rogan soon. We're going to see him do the fucking comedy podcast tour. He's going to go on everyone's show. He's going to be on Bad Friends some soon. He's going to be on Your Mum's House. He's going to be on fucking Two Beds, One Cave. He's going to be on fucking Are You Garbage? I mean? We know it. We know he's going to be on Matt and Shane My Secret Podcast. He's going to be on Legion of Skanks if he's not there already. He's going to do the tour. He's going to be a Whitney Cummings show. Oh, it's so annoying. But big up Coyle, I appreciate you.
Here's my take. This is what embarrasses me when people are trying to out-hate you don't hate more than I do, okay? Nobody does. Nobody's making excuses for that scumbag.
By the way, no one did that, by the way. No one's trying to out-hate Jeffrey Epstein more than you. People are just saying that you don't hate him enough and that you're also bullwashing and making excuses. But no one's trying to out-hate Epstein more than you. It's really easy to hate. You don't have to read that much or know that much to already hate the guy. You're the one with daughters. You're the one with the fucking 16-year-old. You appreciate Martinez.
Big ups, bro. Me too. IDNT kiss Sash to get ahead.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was Kiss Ash. Yeah, I love the Kiss Ash. I thought you were about to say me too. I don't want to kiss a Karsh or something to get ahead. Don't get me wrong. If I had to kiss a Karsh to get ahead, maybe I'd do it. If I have to kiss ass, I won't do it. If I have to kiss a Karsh to get ahead,
powerful bunch.
Hey, what's up, disease?
Oslokin blown out with that bonnet on. Might have to do how they do in Europe. You get me? Let me call my ex-wife so she can explain how they do in Europe.
Yeah, I don't know if you mean I look blown out in the bonnet or if I'm gonna get my back blown out in the bonnet. I don't know which is more offensive. Do I look like I'm blown out in the bonnet or do I look like I could get my back blown out because I'm wearing a bonnet? I don't know what's more offensive, but I'll take the donor regardless. Appreciate your disease and big up Abe Martinez.
Behavior. Scumbag.
Part of the issue is you showing any sort of sympathy for Woody Allen or Epstein. This is part of the issue. They all fucking knew, dude.
So how do you know they do?
There's emails in the. That's why you gotta look into it.
Man, it really does leave you speechless, the state of podcasting and commentary. Topics used to be so simple compared to now. All Brian had to do was watch one CoffeeZilla video and not put his dwindling reputation into the inferno. So when instead you make about 96 strange points you didn't need to, it's just baffling. You don't even really need to respond logically to his points, you just play the clip and watch him dig infinite holes. But this is a guy who didn't read and won't read the files, yet is very passionate about it. A true paradox, and with his prior allegations among the allegations squad, well, it's a true mystery why. Meanwhile, Brendan...
It's kind of wild, isn't it? That confidence, that arrogance. Like, I'm not going to read the file. I'm not going to read it. I don't have time to read it. Acting as if, like, what time do you... Like, I don't know. Like, you have a gun? Yo, big up Abe Martinez. Big up Abe Martinez.
Would it be racist if I saw a shower cap to gym?
If I wore a shower cap to the gym? No, not really. Why'd it be racist? This is not a shower cap. This is a bonnet. But this is what you're meant to sleep with. Shower caps are made of different material. They're usually translucent, transparent, let's say. Yeah, usually they're made out of some sort of PVC plastic thing. But this is more of a shower cap. This is made out of a silky material. It's meant to help you sleep well with your hair so it doesn't get all fucked up and shit. Kind of similar to having a do-rag, but just if you've got hair, your hair, and my hair is out and I kind of want to make it fluffy and shit. Or leave it fluffy, whatever else it may be. Big up Coiler, depends. Does your place smell like poppers? Oh, I miss a good popper, man. I miss the days of when I don't remember the last time I done a popper, you know. I think poppers, unfortunately, are like smoking shisha. They're like doing balloons. I think once you've done it a few times, the novelty wears off and you want to move on to harder drugs. Do you know what I mean? The first time you do a popper is fucking exhilarating. The first time you do some balloons, exhilarating. The first time you smoke some shisha, wow, head high, this is fucking cool. You know what I mean? After a while, you get a bit tired of that, you know? Gets a little bit nauseous. It's not the best thing in the world, but yeah, I've not actually done it. And you know what's really odd too? I don't think I've done poppers and felt any tingle in my ass. I've only felt a head high. I don't know how much poppers you got to do to actually feel. But actually, I feel maybe poppers, the whole point of it is to relax your muscles in your ass, not to actually make it feel tingly. But I don't think I remember it ever feeling tingly. I'm not going to lie. So I wonder why it's even a thing. But maybe you got to do a few. Maybe you have to do like a whole bottle by yourself. I've never done it a whole thing. I've just, whatever someone's had, I took a little hit. But yeah, big up poppers, man. Fun ride.
Might need to be studied as he's showing signs of a full recovery from CTE. If the guy can calm down his usual antics, well, I didn't see 2026 bringing us a sure redemption arc, but it's now not an impossibility.
It's impossible. He's going to say something stupid. He's already said something stupid already. There's no way there's a sure redemption arc. It's not happening. It's just, you know, it's because Brian's like, you know, fucking excusing or making excuses for sex trafficking and pedophilia, which is something crazy. Or no, I said the wrong way with pedophilia, but you know what I mean. I don't think this is a redemption arc. I just think Brian's saying the most insane thing ever that no one can agree with, and Brendan's not. So this is where we're at.
Trump are playing checkers while everybody else playing chess.
What do you mean?
Oh, because remember, Elon goes, remember we thought there was a feud between them. Elon goes, Trump's in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
You need to release him.
Yeah.
Big up Josie. Big up Josie writing out the full word there. That's why gay men like poppers. They relax the anus. Fucking hell, Josie. The anus, you know. I can't remember the last time I heard someone say anus. Anus. The whole word. She types it the whole fucking word. Big up my anus fans. Big up my anus fans out there. Big up my anus players.
And Donald's like, no, I'm not going to release him. Actually, I am. Trump, they're aware of it. Elon's aware of it, right? So Elon and Trump are fighting, blah, blah, blah. That Trump in 2012 notified authorities and goes, you guys need to look into Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Alright, maybe we're jumping the gun on that one, but it's still a major improvement. It really is playing checkers to release something that makes them both look terrible. Brendan. And somehow Brian Callen for 4 to 5 episodes now just keeps making it worse.
There's gonna be no lawsuit. There's no criminal. There's nothing.
You can't. Well, you can't.
He goes
you
to
can't
his mansion.
prosecute
He's sleeping
somebody
in his
for being a
mansion
scumbag.
tonight.
You can't prosecute somebody for being friends with scumbags.
There's no morals or ethics. That went out
How do
the
you know
window,
he did
boys.
that? How do you know?
He's in the files. He's best friends with Epstein.
Well, hold on. Revive someone's image. To me, that's all I got to hear. You're out.
Brian, best friends with Epstein. There's more communication between him and Epstein than anybody else.
Unfucking real.
You guys have got to get on board. It's not, oh, he was just helping in the PR move.
This really might be the least necessary fumble of a topic we've ever seen.
It's horrible. Horrible.
But women had to deal with that all the time in Hollywood.
Yeah, they still do.
Yeah. No, not nearly as much.
They've released.
I think there's 3 million more.
There's like 6.5 million?
Yeah, think about that.
Jesus Christ.
Because I want to know what's next.
Why is he curious for the next 3 million
'Cause he might be
files
on
if
it.
he doesn't
'Cause he
want
might be
to
on
read
it.
them?
'Cause he might
So
be
let's
on it.
see. Joe never had Chris D'Elia on.
Chris' situation is on the Bill Cosby level in my.
Because I've already done the thing that buried me, and somebody's got a screenshot of it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Damn it, Chris. This is not the week to be saying that. And Joe, of course, never let Brian Callen back on after his allegations.
Chappelle's making a crazy run.
Yeah, 2 years, by the way. I think it was 2 years. 2 years. And props to Rogan. Rogan for 2 years found a way to not even mention. I remember there were episodes where someone will mention Brian's name and he just like completely skirt over it. One thing Brian Rogan's really good at, if he doesn't want to talk about something, he's really good at not talking about something. He'll let the guest say something, but then when he's come to his point, his turn, he just completely dodge it and move right out of the way. Do you know what I mean? He's really good at avoiding topics if he doesn't want to talk about it. If somebody goes on a long soliloquy about their family and about
Powerful
the importance of their
bunch.
kids, yo, big up Coin, appreciate it. Big up Coin.
Callen pretending to be real naive and patronizing for a guy who has a lot of receipts for being at sex parties.
And has a Rolodex of memories. Stories he's told in the past about this sex party, that sex party, this hookup, this hookup. Remember one episode? Remember that episode before? Big up Coiler. Remember the episode that we did a watch along to where Brian was talking about how he fucked some Russian girls? Remember that? Oh yeah, I went on holiday in Russia. My family, I think he was at 21 or something. He said the story was, and he ended up hooking up with these Russian prostitutes or whatever, escorts. So he seems to have a literal photographic memory for all of his past sexual escapade, but like Coiler mentioned, somehow he's unaware about Epstein. You know what I mean? Willfully naive, doesn't remember a thing. Can't, you know what I mean? We didn't have social media back then. How did we ever find out? It's like, shut up, you idiot. Shut up.
He took me some eyes wide shut party in the middle of the Hollywood Hills. You had to get in an elevator and go to the top of this hill. What? Yeah, it was Naomi Campbell had this birthday party.
You gotta stick my dick to get up in the belly room. I'm making a call for you. That's the fucking gateway into coming to Hollywood. Everybody knows that.
How many girls did you have do that?
Oh, 20 of them. I had this little blonde open mic chick dog that used to come up to the Comedy Store with it. When she got to Hollywood, bro, she was beautiful. And then a year later, she wrote me a letter to the Comedy Store. You cocksucker, you broke me. I kept shooting balls in her Yeah, boy.
I'm Joe's new guest today. Joe's a good man. Those clips were only jokes. They weren't real. All he did was hang out with Mary too much and flew home sponsored by Porsche.
We get in my Porsche. Go up to the top of this hill. Goes up the side of the hill. And as we're going up the side of the hill, Naomi Campbell's naked photo is 40, 50 feet tall.
Jesus
And I'm not
Christ.
kidding. I'm not exaggerating.
Fine role models and proud mothers all around. It's just jokes,
Brilliant stuff.
folks.
Brilliant stuff.
I know! What? You gotta start with this.
The only person with children up here. You walked into someone's house, they said, "My
Knowledge.
needs the CUP." Yeah.
Come here, touch it. Right here, okay?
Yo, by the way, some of these episodes, some of these interviews, I remember back in the day I used to laugh at them. And I probably still laugh at them now. But Bobby Lee is lucky. He's lucky he's not more famous, and he's lucky this stuff didn't happen nowadays. Because some of these interviews that Bobby Lee did back in the day where he, like, you know, essentially sexually assault some of these presenters as a bit. I think he's lucky that he's basically harmless, and Bobby Lee's basically harmless, right? He's basically harmless. I think most women of age will probably be able to beat up Bobby Lee. You know, he's not gonna physically impose himself on any lady. I think most ladies, no matter how big, no matter how short they are, no matter how small they are, will probably think they could have a good chance beating up Bobby Lee, right? He looks like one of the men that a lot of women can beat up. So I'm sure if they were ever in a situation where he was trying to forcefully, you know, put himself on them, they could probably defend themselves. But these clips are not great. They're not great.
Just give me a kiss.
From Mad TV, Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, and this weekend he'll be in the. You got in the car, and I literally turned around, and your dick was out.
By the way, that was a thing, innit? There was, you know, people move on from this now, and we need to re-emphasize it because this is really funny. But now thinking back at it, that was a thing back then, innit? That was not like a trend, but it was like a thing in comedy. Like the quote unquote funny story about you sexually assaulting somebody. I think back to that guy. Is it Brian Williams? Remember Brian Williams? Remember that Brian Williams story? Let me see if I can find that Brian Williams story where he fucked that girl. After being asked to describe a crazy story about the time on the road with fellow comedian Carlos Mencia, Williams recounts an experience that he now calls a made up, but a non-consensual sex with an unnamed woman. When we went on the tour bus, by the way, they're so lucky that back then as well, there's probably a lot of whores, isn't it? There's probably a lot of whores and probably a lot of women who probably were maybe down for the fun or just were hesitant to come forward, because there's probably so many horrifying stories like this that have never seen the light of day because the women probably never thought like coming forward, were embarrassed. I don't know. They're so lucky, some of these comedians, so lucky. Mencia is married, so he turned off all the lights and then sent me, and I started hooking up with a girl. It went on for a good 15 minutes. Eddie Ift, another comedian on the podcast, I feel like this is a rape story. What happened to Eddie Ift, by the way? Is he still around? What happened to Eddie Ift? I hope this was over 7 years ago. This is statute of limitations are good. Williams' anecdote was removed from the original episode, but since been uploaded to YouTube. Social media responded furiously, with some criticizing fellow comedians for failing to act on his words. This whole video is truly sad. Everyone besides the comedian knows it's wrong. Won't explicitly say so, one tweeter wrote. As news of the video circulated, Williams posted a statement on his Twitter. It was an unfunny, horrible fabrication. The topics I made light of are extremely serious. I want everyone to know that I fully support #MeToo movement. My joke contributed to rape culture. For that, I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Yo, honestly, man, what a fucking psycho. What a fucking psycho, man.
At Phil Vox wants to know, what's the weirdest Carlos Mencia story you've got?
Oh, okay. So, I was Mencia's opener for 4 years. And
do you guys still get along? Are you friendly?
Yeah, we're friends.
So you can say something weird that happened with him that he wouldn't be offended?
Absolutely.
Okay, go.
We were on a tour bus together, and he got this girl was like on the bus and just really wanted to sleep with Carlos, and was in the back of got on the bus, actually blew our driver to get on the bus, and then was
Who are you, Kiss?
apparently she was in the
Or
back
that is
waiting.
sexy driver. I tour with the wrong people. Nobody's getting blown.
So she was. So she's in the back, and Mencia's married. He's not going to do anything. So he turned off all the lights, and then sent me in. And then I started hooking up with the girl. And it went for a good 15 minutes before she realized that, I mean, Mencia's tiny, but he shouldn't have stubby arms like that. And then finally she realized that she was having sex with me.
That's kind of, I feel like that's like a rape story.
Not in a technical sense.
I think technically it is. Well, I hope this was over 7 years ago.
It was. The statute of limitations are good.
It was good being here. Nice knowing you, Brad.
Yeah.
Well, you think you could get in trouble somehow for what he did? Yeah.
What does it's like
it got awkward real quick in it. It got awkward real quick in there.
Rape passed through osmosis or something?
No, I'm just paranoid of everything, and I'm like, they're like, oh, do you have medical marijuana? Yeah, I live in Venice. You get one when you move there.
Eddie Ift kind of sounds and gives off the vibe of like Jeff Dye, innit? Eddie Ift walks so Jeff Dye could run. He gives me early Jeff Dye vibes, innit, Eddie Ift? I remember I used to listen to him quite a lot because he used to host a CrossFit podcast. I remember back in the day. If you know, you know. He used to host a CrossFit podcast I used to listen to quite often. I don't think it's on anymore, but it's quite a good one. So Eddie Ift is giving me kind of he's giving me Jeff Dye vibes, Eddie Ift.
You right there, buddy?
No, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm not nervous at all. The nerves are actually wearing off.
All right.
At Phil.
Fucking wild, isn't it? Wild. Anyways, go back to retroactives. Go back to retroactive. Where's retroactive? There you go.
I'm starting to think these industries really don't seem to be the best of environments for people. To avoid keywords, allegation, opinion by stating the obvious on all those clips, you can make up your own mind on whether these are the comedic geniuses oozing morality they claim to be.
People used to always say a lot of bad stuff about certain people, right? And you're like, I don't know, they seem really successful, maybe it's jealousy, and then you go, hold on. Scumbags.
Forever.
Well, since most of you have probably already heard of the biggest names and the craziest parts, we'll go through details of the bigger names that haven't been mentioned as much. Let's try and clear this up. So let's see. Trump's mentioned 5,000 times, but I spoke to Joe and he said he's a good guy, so might as well be on the winning side like the movie said. Noam Chomsky, adored academic that told us how the media lies.
Met with John Brockman at the TED event. I thought you might enjoy a dinner with Woody Allen, Chomsky, and me. It should be fun. What do you write? By the way, this is May of 2015. What do you write back? Oh my God, you could have been killed for this. You said, only if we film it, smiley face.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But don't worry, Noam only shows up about 4,000 times. Peter Thiel, damn it, I'm so surprised. Damn it, Bill, what is this headline? So yeah, maybe Bill allegedly got back at Jeff for the blackmail about diseases, slipping meds to the wife, and the description of his hammer by banning him on Xbox Live. No wonder Melinda divorced him, that is some next level insanity. And now this goes viral. The files show his Xbox gamer tag as Little Saint Jeff 1. Well, his assistant mentions Xbox a lot in the emails. Kinda weird really, but the account was active from 2014 to 2019, took a little break, and then gamed all the way till now, until the profile went private. Fortnite actually had to address it on Twitter, saying a troll changed their name. Man, that troll must have had a tough year in 2019 it seems. The odds on those timelines lining up are definitely not astronomical. Readers added context to the tweet disagreed as well, saying the player's timeline isn't changed on Fortnite GG, but must just be another grok hallucination somehow as it's now deleted. Nothing to see here. Fortnite then say they have no record of his email, but the file suggests he had a penchant for V-Bucks, so maybe Jeff put it in his will that his account needed to keep going because, well, he loved traveling to remote islands, building fortresses, and, well, let the assistant play some Fortnite in peace, I guess, because, it can't be old Jeffrey.
Jesus
and that
Christ.
one in the name, I assume.
That's why they say he might be alive still, isn't it? That's why they say the rumor that he might still be alive. Crazy.
Rumors because of the ban. So the guy just types in the same username with a 1 and gets right past the Xbox mods. Incredible, as they had signed up to try and stop offenders from being on the platform. In terms of comedian-related emails, Jeff bought tickets to see Whitney Cummings before.
And liked her squirting routine and would see it in West Palm Beach. After
Jesus
children.
Christ.
Yep, yes sir. I wish that was...
Tim Dillon's meant to be her friend as well, man. Tim Dillon's meant to be fucking Whitney Cummings' friend. Honestly, Tim is the best, bro. He liked watching her squirting videos after he molested kids. Like, whoa. Tim, chill.
Fake somehow. That's got to be the most cursed sentence ever. It's also an endorsement of Joe and Whitney's comedy skills that you will not see on a tagline anytime soon. We've got comedian Bobby Slayton mentioned almost 3,000 times, one of the most heavily connected and implicated, as for context, Ghislaine comes up a good 15,000 times. Comedian Nick DiPaolo allegedly says the house and food were most impressive. Give me a little time to process that last part. As you know, you are a bit of a controversial guy. I mean no offense by that at all. Yep, about as gross as it gets. To show just how far the connections go, Jeff was in contact with Activision's CEO discussing implementing microtransactions for kids.
Wow.
Jeff saw this as a way to indoctrinate them into the economy through Call of Duty.
Christ.
Oh, and he heavily invested in crypto. Like, seriously, what wasn't the island monster involved in? And with Jim Brewer saying stuff like this.
You know how many of these images that I saw personally many years ago? People watching certain TV shows, clueless.
Seems like it was an open secret for a while, and I mean,
wow.
This is just one guy. As Tim Dillon said,
that there's another Epstein Island out there right now.
12, better, newer. Yeah, no, they go down a slide into a furnace.
Says terrifying.
12, better, newer. The kids go down the slide straight into a furnace. Is crazy.
As that reality may be, there's still many blacked out names on very creepy emails that implicate the worst possible acts, but yeah, no. There's definitely no protection going on here. Brian Johnson, not the liver guy who got arrested trying to fight Joe Rogan, no. The live forever guy. He tried the it was just business approach like many of them are trying to do, addressing his 2017 emails to Jeff for a Zoom meet. But quickly the replies pointed out the 2018 emails, so and it's basically the same with the Elon one.
Fucking hell. Brian Johnson named 42 times. 42 times. And in 2017 he was pushed to meet Epstein in person. A year later he emails an essay of his becoming a zero detective, arguing Christian notions of evil have stalled.
You have a gun?
Adding to the moving fund.
Yo, big up Roy, appreciate it. Thank you. Big up Roy. Yeah, I'll start that tomorrow. I'll start that moving fund tomorrow. It'll be a 7-day run of that one. Big up Roy. I appreciate you. You're a fucking legend. Appreciate it. Big up Roy.
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up AL. Big up AELM. Appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a member. You're a fucking G. 199. Here we go. 200. Here we go. Big up AELM. You're a legend. Thank you so much for the membership. Appreciate you. Let's get that on the fucking board. Big up AELM. Brian Johnson though. Brian fucking Johnson. God damn, man. Don't die, you know. Now we know why he doesn't want to die. Don't die, and he's out here. Oh, anyway, fucking hell. I didn't know that. I'm trying to say no, I didn't know Brian Johnson was in the emails too. Fucking hell.
Out the 2018 emails, so and it's basically the same with the Elon one. Neither will completely address it all head on, just deflections or business. And the weirdest part, their biggest fans will eat it up and defend them valiantly. It really is quite weird how people stand billionaires after seeing this.
I think people stand billionaires because they're billionaires, isn't it? I don't know what it is about us. Why do we inherently I guess there's something about human nature. Maybe it's because you acquire so much, because everyone knows how hard it is to make money. When you're poor, it's really hard to make money. People always say that, right? when you're poor, it's really hard to make money, but once you make money, you realize how easy it is because you have so many opportunities to make money because you're making money, and people can make money because you're making money, right? It's like a compound, not compound, but it's like you emit some sort of vibe, I guess. But it's kind of like, you know, what you go through when you become viral. People notice an opportunity to latch onto your fame, to get something out of you, so they kind of latch onto it as well. But there's something about human beings, I don't know what it is, that we kind of adore, worship, you know what I mean, people with money, so then we excuse their behavior more. You see a lot with celebrities. Like, you see a celebrity online get fucking ripped to pieces by people. No, people make excuses for them, but then people in their own family who do the same thing, they completely cut off, you know. It's a weird thing. I don't know what it is about human nature. I don't know what it is. Yo, big up Chris Mack. That Brian Johnson's the pharmaceutical guy. Yeah, that's Live Forever guy. Actually, I'll show you something later. He's got a new protocol. Actually, he started a new thing. It's like a $1 million it's like a $1 million consultancy thing, whatever he does, where basically you go and do the exact same thing that he does. You have a full consultation. His team are basically your team, and it's about doing the same things that he's kind of fine-tuned for himself that have made.
You have a gun?
That have worked. Yo, big up Stephen Castaneda, appreciate
with
it.
the move, big dog.
Yeah, Stephen Castaneda, appreciate you for the super chat. You're a legend. Big up Stephen Castaneda. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll play it next. I'll play that Brian Johnson thing next, but it's really interesting. It's $1 million and you get everything that he does. And so far, I think he said 15,000 people or something have applied or something stupid like that. Like, because it's an application process. It's fucking crazy. So I'll play it later or after this. So remind me.
They don't have a very good track record, guys. Or maybe it's all bots, who knows at this point. Add in politicians from so many countries you can't keep up, royals from anywhere that they have royals, the tech dinguses or academics like Peter Attia saying, biggest problem being friends with Jeff, you can't tell anyone about his outrageous lifestyle. Well, not to worry,
Crazy
Mr.
quote.
Attia, you can tell the whole wide world about it now. As he was mentioned 1,737 times. Oh, now it says 1,729, so don't know what happened there. That's a bit weird. Whoa. Either way, you shouldn't have a 1 and then a plane model in the numbering. Peter Thiel, Mark Zuckerberg, sure plenty of others I'm missing. It was only dinners though, don't worry. Harvard professors emailing about the worst possible things. I mean, look at that headline. Sadly, Joe has not gone to bat for his boy Elon. Or Peter, ×2. Surely he can't go meerkat mode forever. At this point, all the files do is sow unrest. Each side of politics will view this as a Rorschach test, where everyone sees something different. Throw on subjectivity and bias, and yeah. Meanwhile, people genuinely not affiliated to any side look around at this Rubik's Cube of hell and go, but see, I told you that side is bad. I told you. Maybe all sides of the cube suck. I don't know. Maybe. And there's 3 million more again, so who's next? Lower on the power totem pole to be exposed. For now, the truly evil undercurrent of it all is glazed over by online censorship and the sheer amount of files, let alone the tons of unrelated emails included that muddy the water. But in terms of Joe Rogan and his fans, well, this is a fan base that when Andrew Wilson is on, they worship him and think he's great, so...
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you,
under your religion.
You lick...
What is that?
Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid... Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I
daddies?
just say?
With the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm
daddies?
sorry. Early.
No, it's because you're embarrassed and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because you are not a traditional man.
Is bad for certain people. No. My worldview is Christian ethics.
Oh yeah, that clip screams power. What a guy. He becomes a figurehead in the manosphere nightmare and loses his cool that easily. Yeah, no hypocrisy detected. Wow. Cool debating, dude.
Well, I think you have a very unique mind for it. And I think you're very good at it. And I also think you have really good points that are very valuable for people to hear.
Real man stuff, guys, you wouldn't understand. The only silver lining from all of this is the files in the files, for now, are seeing quite a bit of pressure. There should obviously be another P word, prosecution, but we might have to settle for embarrassment at this point.
FBI concluded Jeffrey Epstein wasn't running a sex trafficking ring for powerful men. File show. So, there you go. Oh, there you go. Who says that? What's that?
Oh, I thought that was from 2005.
This is like the FBI stating
I was like,
today.
Until they actually address these points, which they won't, they'll all continue to ride the wave of their remaining fans who still can't quite smell the smoke yet. Well, time to once again do what Joe won't and check on the Brendan files instead.
Motherfucking Brendan job.
Right? We've had our turbulations. Turbulation.
Alright, that's enough. I think we've seen a whole year's worth.
I love Slow Joe. I love Slow Joe so much, man.
On the Brendan files instead.
Motherfucking Brendan job.
Right? We've had our turbulations. Turbulation.
Alright, that's enough. I think we've seen a whole year's worth of news in the past month. I mean, I didn't even get to mention this double KO of the internet's two favorite people. Congrats and farewell. Tate's lost his fan base and the other one is doing that again. Go figure. Good thing that the island monster organised after his passing to have a doppelganger come to the island so the workers felt right at home like usual. Christ. He even helped clean up the place. A true organiser, his writings reveal jail out equals 10 scribbled in notes while imprisoned. He must have had one of those Candace Owens dreams where he could see that August 10 was his final day and just had to write it down.
And the public's going crazy, being like, hold on, there's Nate. You guys should look into this. And they're going, there's nothing to see here.
And now Trevor Moore, Norm Macdonald, Patrice O'Neill, George Carlin and Bill Hicks have some skits that are flooding with new comments. Same with a lot of songs, movies, shows on YouTube, with many now implying a way darker context per the files. If only they, among others, were still here to make us laugh while nobody gets prosecuted for this insanity. That trapdoor to the ocean is pure nightmare fuel, and so is the Heisenberg levels of sulfuric acid bought the day the feds started looking.
How many gallons? How many gallons did that tweet say?
Heisenberg level.
Epstein files revealed that Jeffrey Epstein purchased 330 gallons of sulfuric acid in 2018. Jesus Christ.
Of sulfuric acid bought the day the feds started looking into him. Director Roger Avery, who always claimed Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut was changed before the release, well, now he's on Rogan and he went headfirst diving into what he believes is occurring.
That's on purpose, that this is like some sort of a grand design to get us to be desensitized to the idea of demons eating.
Yeah. For sure. Nobody's doing anything about it. We know what's happening. Yeah, like about 8,500 people.
That are manipulating the Colbert Show?
They're manipulating everything. It's all an illusion. Pizza they're talking about. You never see any pizza.
Right.
You know, you're just seeing things where you want to see them.
No, there's clearly a code.
A high-level female musician is like, killing chickens every day, doing sacrifices.
So you think they're eating...
Oh yeah, I absolutely believe.
Well, hearing all of that from someone,
I love how Rogan can believe that there's an AI Jesus or something, right? AI God. You can contemplate that. You can contemplate crazy theories about the fucking pyramids. Contemplate crazy theories about ancient Romans. Ayunaki or Yanaki, wherever the fucking tribe is, Göbekli Tepe, right? You can entertain all of those theories, but the idea of people eating babies, like, no way. Feeding on children's flesh, drinking blood, no, what demonic sacrifices? No way, that's not real. God almighty, Rogan. But big up Retroactive, man. Brilliant video as per usual. Big up Retroactive. You know to check out Retroactive. Channels right there. The comedy world and beyond is ... Check out Retroactive.